Hey guys, Sean Zine, the host for the Network Marketing Insider, where I bring on guests that are in the spaces of network marketing, affiliate marketing, multi-level marketing. I've even have um, crypto creators that have tokens that use the same kind of skills you would have in that space. And I'm also now incorporating Skool, Skool, because they use skills in that affiliate marketing and marketing in general. Building community is a whole different skill in itself. So I want you to make sure while you're listening to us on any of the audio verticals, give us a review at the end. If you're watching on the YouTube channel or on the website, please drop a comment where you're watching from, hit the like button, and hit that share button because we want to help more people. And you have friends that don't know us yet. So if you're hitting the share button, you're helping your friends by getting some good value for the buck. And a buck it's free. So I want you to actually, when you take some advice, you take the tips or the strategies, and you actually implement them, I want you to come back and share what your findings were, if it worked for you, if it didn't work, because we want to keep that momentum going and we want to continue growing and helping more people. Without further ado, I want to bring on my next guest, and I want to remind you, go to the description and have a connection call with the guest. Go to there and follow all the socials, go to the website and connect. That's what it's all about. So let me bring on my next guest. We have Carol. What's up, Carol? How are you?
I'm doing really well. Thanks for having me here, Sean.
I appreciate you taking some time out of your day to share some value. We are going to go down all different, nothing's scripted. I always remind people this is authenticity at the finest. We're not going to sit there like robots. There's no setups as far as questions. We're going to have some fun and get to know each other. And in reality, everyone else is going to gain that value because they're listening and watching us right now. So, Carol, I always ask, who are you? And why did you get into the affiliate marketing, specifically the Skool situation, the platform?
Oh, great. Thank you. My name is Carol Hudnell. I am a career and life transitions coach. And I'm a person who has experienced two back-to-back layoffs in the tech companies. I've been a parent and also a caregiver for an aging parent. And just all the complexities of growing and developing as a professional, I'm really passionate about helping professional women transition in this midlife to find their purpose, find their joy, find a second or third career if that's what they're interested in. And so I chose Skool because it was a really easy entry point for me. I've been part of a women's summit, and one of the presenters shared her experience, and I said, well, I'm going to check this out. And so far, so good. I have been building my community and connecting with midlife women who are looking to make a change.
Yes, and it's a nice niche to work in because there are things that people have put their time in. They might have retired. They might have now wanted something more, and they don't know what that more is. And that's where having a conversation with Carol, you find that out. And is it a long process? Do you have a question and answer? What's your flow with that?
Well, in my community, and I'll share in my community, once someone um, asks to join, I do ask them a few questions to understand where they are. Usually I'm looking at women who are 50 plus, but there are a few occasions where women who are younger than that are accepted into the community. And from there, they come in. There's a warm welcome. It's really great, exciting, and invigorating women who are in all kinds of professions. And we kind of work through like what are the things that are getting them stuck. I have a challenge that they can do the first 7 days to kind of reset themselves. But if that's not their focus, if they really need a calm experience, they just come in and just start talking with other women. I have questions and prompts to help them and regular lives where they can meet each other, talk with me directly, and then also set up one-on-one time to work with me to target what they really need. And then we go from there.
Yes, with the lives that you can actually do inside of school, and it allows you. Do you use the school platform, or are you using a Zoom for these facilitated type of environment?
It's a combination. It depends on the type of event that I'm having. Usually, I just use the school platform, but sometimes if we want to bring in people who are outside of the platform, I'll use Zoom where they don't have to join if they're not ready to do that. They can just join. Uh, Experience the sisterhood, the community, and then if they so choose, they can come back and join us in the community. Um, but I think what is really valuable is that you don't have to have an outside tool. You can do everything there in school, and I really appreciate that.
Now, how have you been marketing? Are you helped with school? I know this discovery helps out a lot in that case, but with the marketing piece, are you doing anything yourself to grow it a little faster than you want?
Yes, I have. Well, number one, I'm part of other school communities. And so, in my interactions there, connecting with people, commenting on their posts, offering support and insights, people come into my community outside of just the discovery. But also, I have been doing a little bit of meta advertising. It's not my forte, it's one of those areas where I've had to learn and grow. But there are communities within school that can teach you the basics. And by connecting with other people, they can give you advice. I've had some people get on a call with me, a private call with me, and say, "Let me show me what you've got," and giving me advice and suggestions. But I think the outside marketing is really helpful in getting my name out there and getting different kinds of people. Particularly midlife women, they're hidden. They don't want to admit that maybe they're struggling. And so having that direct marketing to them on their social platforms gives them some privacy, gives them some time to think about it, to test it out before they join.
Yeah, you bring up there is privacy inside of these schools, and you can make it as personal as possible, get people really dive in deep to express what is going on in their life. And it's a safe space. So that's a good thing to have because a lot of the other places you try to do something similar, there's an algorithm, there's not as much structure involved. But with the way you have it set up to bring people in, you can have affiliates that can sell your school and bring people themselves, and they can earn recurring income. The ability to earn, besides learning from Carol, other business models as well, which is incredible.
Yeah, I've had some really good experiences where women who have come into my community have seen school and what we could do. And with my coaching, they've created their own communities. And because they've come in under me, I'm getting a small residual or affiliate off of
Mhm.
their community. And that's going to compound as long as they're active. And part of that motivation for me is to help them do better so that I can do better.
That is key. I agree. That's the focus that many people, if you're a leader, you should be trying to help those that are looking to you get better. Give them the skills, the foundations, kind of like pour into them and not be afraid of what happens if they leave. Well, if they leave, they leave. But you help somebody in the process, but they're going to remember you emotionally connected with someone because you poured into them with love and focused on value first. You're focused on helping. And if you do that, they're going to want to stay. I would bet majority of people, if you pour your heart into it, they're going to stay because they know how serious you're putting this situation, this community above everything else. So it's something that it's not, you can't treat it lightly, and you can earn some money by having people come through and learn how you set up the community, which Carol was saying you can make residual income from that too. So those that are always complaining, oh, there's no jobs out there. There's jobs, but also there's skills that you have to learn to know what to do. Now, networking, how would you tell or teach those ladies that are inside about networking? You shared earlier that you go into other schools and communicate and engage and like. What does that do for you?
Well, it does a lot of things. One is I get to learn from others. They get to learn from me. I find out what some best practices are. I get to learn about different ways to structure communities. It also gives me content because every
Yeah,
time that you comment or provide an insight, uh, you have the opportunity to expand that in your own community or on your socials to say, hey, this is my expertise, or this is what I'm thinking about. And so that expands your reach. You can't say enough about creating goodwill with others in other people's communities, being respectful of their guidelines. But there, but people will see you and say, hey, could I talk with you? I may not be a right fit for your community, but give me your affiliate link. Or they may say, could I schedule some time with you one on one? And you can charge for that as well, since I am a coach. There are so many opportunities, but you have to be looking for them. You have to be willing to put in some work. And you have to, as you said, have some of the skills and desire to do that. And in part of my coaching practice, I not only help people get the clarity that they need to make a big move, but I help them build the scaffolding, the foundations, the skills, the routines, the systems, so that they can be successful long term. Because we don't want to burn out. I've
yeah.
done that. Burnout's no fun. Let's build the infrastructure so that you can continue with this and be successful.
Let's let's go down that path as far as burning out. And a lot of people, if they're involved in network marketing, affiliate marketing, if they're involved in school, they might use their time and all they're doing is, trying different things. Things are not working. Now this goes into like mindset too. And there's some failures and they continue to fail. But then they start seeing the momentum start happening because they keep at it. They keep working it. They keep tweaking it. And then they'll start seeing the light at the end of the tunnel and then they'll start having the success and they'll continue. A lot of people don't get to the light at the end of the tunnel because they give up. And the mindset, I always say you got to stay positive no matter what. You got to stay positive, have that forefront, wake up every day motivated. And even though you might have some trouble doing that because of the situation you're in, but having the right mindset, staying positive, and knowing you're getting lots of no's or your things are not going the right way, you're getting that much closer to a yes. How can we help those that are watching that are having the failures? They're at that stage with their mindset to keep them to keep moving forward.
Yeah, that's a challenging one because people have all kinds of history with failure or um, not being at the same level of success that they've had been in their maybe their corporate lives, and so they feel discouraged. And what I usually do is have them think about a time when they have had a setback and to tap into that resiliency and say, well, let's try these really small micro steps to stay consistent and to trust yourself. And I think for the way that I go about my coaching is I'm really identity focused. So if you identify with a person who is consistent, who follows the script, who is showing up for themselves every day and say, this is who I am, this is who I'm becoming, it helps to ease the pain of the long slog that you're doing to build your reputation and community.
Yeah.
But we do have to acknowledge, yeah, that's a tough time, but you can go through it. The only way to get to that success is to go through this hardship, tap into your resiliency, your successes in the past, and what you learned, and truly build your community. Because if you're having a tough day, reach out to someone in the community near you, and they will, they can help you get some insight into it. And that might be just the thing to say, oh gosh, I can go forward. Yeah.
I like that. I like that a lot. And for those that are out there, if you're in network marketing, affiliate marketing inside of Skool, what you have to they have to understand it's a business. You have to structure your mind. It's a business. Not if you want it to be a hobby, you can't complain that you're making no money. But if you focus on it's a business, learning the skills and the foundations. How does your day look, Carol? Are you a 1 hour, 2 hour a day? Are you 8 hour a day? As far as I have time blocks through my day for popping into my community to do some marketing, to do some calls, to do some coaching? Or are you just a reactive type of person? The phone rings, oh, you need this, and you drop everything for that one call. How does it work for you? I love hearing the daily kind of the day in the life of Carol. If you want to talk about like yesterday, how it was.
Yeah, that reactive mindset is how you get to that burnout and how you diminish your ability to withstand challenges. I really focus on productivity. That's part of my coaching practice, part of the things I teach and train. So I do have time blocks. I have a morning routine that keeps me really focused. Lots of exercise in the morning, get some sunshine. I know that's difficult and depending on the time of the year, but to get that outdoor time, keep my mind focused. I don't have a lot of, say, scrolling time and things. If I'm on my computer or my phone, it is focused on building my Skool community. So I have time blocks for what I do in the morning, what I do during midday, and what I do in the evening. And then I set aside time on the weekends for my YouTube channel and filming, writing and developing new content, and coaching one-on-one. So it is structured. But because I have that structure, then I have the freedom to do whatever I want outside of those times. And I never feel guilty because I'm doing what I need to do. If there are days when I'm like low energy, because those days happen, I have a protocol that says this is the minimum you need to do to check the box. And I do it on those days. And that keeps me going. So I try to tick the box every day on those things that are important to me. And that keeps me going.
Now you shared the YouTube channel. Is having a YouTube channel something one should have, no matter if they're in any of those spaces as far as affiliate marketing, network marketing? Why is it important to you?
To me, I'm going to say I'm just answering this strictly for me because there's a lot of work and a lot of things you have to learn to be a YouTuber. I am in my infancy. But it's important to me to be able to reach more people. Uh, in addition to the marketing and the affiliate marketing and the networking, and I want to have a bigger impact. So I think that YouTube is that tool that helps me bring in those people that are not in the places where I'm marketing. Everyone's on YouTube. Uh, who knows? It might be a hit someday, but that's not my focus. My focus is to have a place where I can reach the people who are interested in what I'm selling. The midlife women who are feeling overwhelmed or uh, feeling stuck, and they can find me on YouTube and then funnel into my community or to work with me one-on-one.
Yeah, I believe having a YouTube channel, providing value, teaching, and it's forever. It's not going anywhere. Once you upload it there, it's gonna be there forever. And if you tag it properly and you have the right title, if you have a hook, you have a thumbnail, all things that people are like, wait, what the heck are you talking about? Because you learn these skills. It's rolling off the top of my tongue because I do this. But I started as well and I continue learning, messing up and growing. But the content, when you have video, has also helped me listen to people when I do podcasts like this. I listen to people more. I'm focused. I don't have to sit there and what am I going to say next while if someone's talking to me? I'm in the moment. And I learned that through podcasting, through collaboration, but also you're able to not have to talk all the time. If you have somebody else with you, you can share ecosystems and you can and continue providing that value and it's more content. And a lot of people are afraid of being in front of the camera. How were you, if you think about when you first started doing some video, how were you feeling when you first started?
That would also be the same way I feel now. So I started a YouTube channel, I think it was in 23, and I took some time off. So I'm getting back into it. So there's still a level of discomfort, but each time I do a video, I can see that I'm improving. I'm learning how to structure my videos in a different way that makes it more natural and comfortable for me. But the only way you learn that is by doing. And if you're on the fence about doing a YouTube channel and saying, oh, it's going to be terrible, yes, you're right. It is going to be terrible in the beginning. But just like everything you've done, you weren't so good at the beginning. And as you gained more practice and experience and learnings, you got better. So that's where I am. I'm on that incline. I'm on that trajectory to get so much better.
It's just a great place to give you more credibility as well because you can give your thoughts. People can know, everyone, you hear these terms, know, like, and trust you. They will get that through a video. You can't get that through an image or a text post or a post on any other platform. But if you're talking, that's powerful because then they're listening to you. You have the emotions, you have body language. And now speaking about Skool inside, they have the ability to go live. And I've been learning in schoolers, since I'm an owner of my own community as well, that you should go live pretty often. And people say, why? Because if you want a community, you want people to show up. So if you can start having people show up on the screen and actually make a commitment and spend some time, you're going to build those relationships that we're looking to build. We're not looking just to make money. We want to build relationships because if you have relationships, it will lead to money down the road. And that's something that I'm like, wow, I think I'm going to start doing some more lives, just random lives, talking, educating. And if people are there, just rock out with them. If they're not there, still hit record because it's still content that could be on a replay that your community can get to whenever they're able to get inside the school.
I'll tell you, I've had a couple of experiences where I've had like maybe planned content and I wasn't sure if anyone was going to show up. And 2 or 3 minutes into it, here come the members of my community. And it was so joyful and spontaneous and really valuable. And we were able to talk about things that were important to them. And basically, when I've been doing my lives, I have been getting their feedback about what they want, what they need. And I'm actually going to be doing a live on very shortly with one of my community members who's going to be talking about her experiences living abroad and building a business abroad. And that is something that just can open up the eyes of anyone in my community about this is a possibility. And they're going to have the opportunity to ask questions of our special guest who they know because they've been in other community events with her and posting with her and exchanging ideas. So that's wonderful.
Yes, it is. And people have to understand, and Carol said it, you don't have to be at home too. You could be anywhere and do this kind of work, this affiliate marketing, this building a community, this school. You can do stuff at the beach and you can actually have recurring income to it as well and not have to go to trade your time for money anymore. And that's a powerful way of living. Now, I know no matter where people are, I like to talk about lead generation. And lead generation is some people say prospecting or how they set up connections. How are you getting the most leads? Where are you getting your most leads right now as far as who you can talk to on a daily to continue building your school and school environment?
Well, that is a complex mechanism that I'm building here. So I use some of the professional social networks because a lot of my potential clients are in corporate or professional women or in higher ed. Uh, but I've also been doing the social networking, and I also have a mailing list. And I encourage anyone who is interested in having their own business at some time, their own school community, just anything, to start collecting in an ethical way, start collecting email addresses from friends, uh, family, from associates, and ask them, say, hey, can I email you sometimes and tell you about what I'm doing or what I'm offering? Because that is so powerful. I send out newsletters once a month. I'm starting to increase the number of mailings I sent out because I own that. No one can take that from me, like in some of the social networks, they can shut you down.
Yep.
And this is my direct way. If they can respond to me or not, they can choose to stay with me or not. But I have a way to communicate directly with the people who are my target audience, my target women. So I think that's really powerful for me. And I'm really working through that in addition to expanding my YouTube presence.
I agree. I wasn't one that collected emails in the past, and I shame on me, but you learn the hard way. You understand, like Carol was saying, it's gold because maybe something happens and you have to shift gears and go to something else. You have this 200,000, 5,000, 100,000 person email that you can just send out. Hey guys, I just want to give you an update where I'm at. And boom, you have the relationship that can hop into whatever you're getting involved in. Powerful. You said you do some writing. Are you into blogging? And how has that been for you as far as building business?
That I've been working, the blogging is a little bit more difficult because you do have to really have an audience there. So I have been leveraging my mailing list, my YouTube list, my some of my social media following, and sharing through that way. But it is one way to share your message, share my philosophy of coaching, share what I'm doing. And I'm hoping to grow that. I think that actually, like things that really focus on community, on connection, on one to one, even though a newsletter or a blog is one to many, they, whoever's reading it still feels connected to you. So I
Right.
think those things are actually going to make a resurgence, and people are looking for the connection. So I think I have the feeling that like maybe newsletters and blogging are going to make a resurgence.
I agree. And I learned something that from a blogger that I was blogging only once a week. And I said, I'm not getting the traction I thought I would get. And he's like, you have to do it at least 2 to 3 times per week. And I was like, interesting. He's like, Sean, you have a thing called AI. You have a thing called Chat GPT or Gemini who can help create some content as well. And I'm like, that makes sense. And it's just something that you can consistently put out there. People can see, they can learn from. And again, you're buying brain cells on different mediums. Some people listen to things, some people have to read things, some people have to actually do something to be, you know, motivated to get involved or take a look. And that's powerful. And and I love this part of the episode. I want to have you in the next 90 seconds to 2 minutes. I want to give some massive value to those that are watching, those that are thinking about opening a school. What are 3 tips that they should follow to become successful in their first month? It doesn't have to be successful as far as money wise, but having some people entering their community?
Okay. Yeah, that's a really powerful question. Number one, the most powerful thing you can do is to actually create the school community. Don't overthink it. It takes maybe 5 minutes to set up. It does not have to be perfect, but it does have to be done. So take that first step. Just go in there and create it. And I think one thing that's really was helpful for me was I seeded my community with people that I knew.
Hmm.
And so I said, hey, I'm going to do this thing. You don't have to stick with me for the whole time, but let's start this together and get your three people in there. Get your friends, your family, your neighbor, whomever, to get in there and ask them to, post or write a few things just a couple times in the week. Seed it with people who already know, like, and trust you. And then I think the most important thing after starting is to stay present. Decide how often you are going to be in that community and stay consistent with that. If you can only devote 1 hour a week, do that 1 hour a week and maybe do that's when you do your live. But the consistency, the showing up for yourself and showing up for the people in your community is how you breathe life into it. So start it, seed it, and breathe life into it by being there.
That was awesome. Well said. And yes, open up a community. Like Carol was saying, a lot of people, oh, should I? Shouldn't? It's a lot. No, you can do it yourself and figure out your niche. I was on something the other day. Someone has a breathing school. There was like all guys talking about how they're going to breathe and doing, I don't forget what it was called. You hold the one nostril, you breathe in and out, and hold the other. And I'm like, this is interesting. This is something that, but there's that. I know a buddy of mine has functional living. There's ones that talk about pickleball. So like, you name it, find your niche, and if you have a education on that or a knowledge, that's where you can start and just get started and watch what can happen. So, wow, what an awesome experience working with Carol today. I want to thank her for joining us. And and I want you to stick around for one moment after. Everyone else, reminder, go to the description, have a connection call with Carol, take a look at what she's doing, follow her on her socials, join the school, and let's continue growing. And but having that call, I highly recommend reaching out, talk to her, and I know you'll enjoy the knowledge that she has. So, Carol, thanks again. Everyone else, we hope you have an amazing rest of your day.